Ugh. I hope I'm a cute crier.
Beautiful.
I sat in county. I didn't get to say goodbye to my kids. I didn't get to make a phone call. I didn't anything. It was just gone. My mom brought my son to say goodbye to me, and I had to explain to him that I had to do 5 years. Minimum, I had 7 total. And the look on his face killed me because it was like it registered that I was gonna miss everything.
The last year before this most recent incarceration was probably the worst chapter of my life. And I can clearly remember my kids arguing with me about my drinking and asking me to stop. I can remember how upset they were whenever I got in trouble again. And that was a very tough time for us.
I remember the moment when I got the call from my parole officer saying that I was gonna have to go back to prison. I ended up on drugs. Everyone around me was on drugs. I was homeless. I had nothing and no one, and all the people that I loved were not anywhere around me anymore. I had lost my children. I had a 13-year career. I had a life. I was a soccer mom. I was all that for my kids. And between my bad choices that have taken me here, I lost all that. I completely lost myself.
What led me here, just in all honesty, is validation. Looking for love in all the wrong places, wanting to know that I mattered to someone, and making the decision to give myself 100% to people who didn't deserve me. I believe we had a guest speaker come, and she told us that falling doesn't mean failing. It hit me hard because I've fell so many times into a hole so big that you can't see the light. And it helped me realize that I'm a survivor. Those times didn't break me. They were lessons. They were obstacles that I had to overcome, that I had to go through, because he has a plan for me. This is all part of my journey.
When I've been able to go into the EWOP classroom and feel like I was in college, or feel like I actually had a voice, or feel like I found myself again, I have that self-respect and self-worth for myself that I had lost along the way. I give it all to EWOP because they have just made this wonderful curriculum and wonderful, everything just flows perfectly to where it's just this EWOP magic. I can't really explain it other than that.
I feel like EWOP gave me hope. It gave me the knowledge that I needed to be able to do this on my own. I had a normal life before, but at the same time, I was married. I had someone to count on. EWOP gave me the skills. They gave me mostly the belief in myself.
When I first decided it was time for me to make a change, I knew I wanted to get better, but I didn't know how to start. EWOP provided me with a plan, with a system. They helped me look inward to learn about who I was, what I'm passionate about, what my values are, what are my core beliefs. EWOP did help me get my certification renewed so that I could begin looking for a job in the medical field, and I was able to find employment within the first 30 days, go ahead and start working toward my business that I wanted to get into.
Going from being inside in the program to being an EWOP case manager has been insane. It is rewarding and it's incredible. Not only help the people getting out, re-enter society, but knowing what that feels like, knowing what it feels like to be in prison, knowing what it feels like to go through the program and to feel the change and then see the change.
My most enjoyable moment was when I was at graduation and I was on the stage doing my 7-minute pitch. And I had killed it, and I looked down and my husband was crying, my mom was crying, and I knew in that moment that the people that I loved the most were proud of me again. And it meant everything to me. I knew that my life was going to be different now, and I knew that I had this support and love from the people I loved the most, and that meant more to me than anything in this world.
I have a different mindset. So my finish line is not here, but here. It's further out because I'm destined for greatness. And it took EWOP for me to realize that it's a bigger picture than what I'm seeing. These prison walls isn't my finish line.